Hello there, thanks for watching this video. This is what to do when you get an unexpected large bill or quote from your plumbing contractor. I'm going to primarily stick to drainage pipes today because this is where a lot of trickery happens, and hopefully I can save some of you some heartache. A couple things. First of all, when you get a big price, did it pass what I call the smell test? Does it feel right? Does it not? How do you feel about it? You know, it doesn't mean you need to know what the price is, but when someone gives a price, it feels good to. I know for me, being the technician, I give a price. It has a feel good price to it. So sometimes it might be a price in the book, and it just doesn't feel right. I can do it for less, or it might need more, but it's a feel-good price, knowing that that's what I got to do. And also for a customer, there's also a feel-good price. You may not know what it's supposed to be, but it just feels good, or it just doesn't. If it just doesn't, that's your clue. Definitely get another contractor out there and get some other estimates. And by the way, I'm always available, even if I'm in another state. If you're calling from somewhere else, I don't care. I'll help you. You can always message me or give me a phone call, and I'll let you know what's going on. And I can also tell you what the going rate is in your town. I'm connected to plumbers all over the country. So anyway, we want to pass the smell test. Number two, did it progress naturally, or did it go from whatever to bam? And it could be a feel-good price. It might not be, but if it didn't progress naturally, meaning we know it's broken, and we know the sewer's broken, we know it needs to be dug up. Obviously, you don't need to progress from drain cleaning, because chances are you already have. So I just answered my question. You would progress naturally. So most of the time it progresses naturally. If it doesn't progress naturally, then that could be a warning sign that you're being tricked. Could also not be a warning sign you're being tricked. It may be a completely factual thing that it's going to cost this much. It's going to be whatever it is. So something to consider, though, right? Because if it doesn't pass the smell test and it didn't progress naturally, these are clues for us to know that we are not going to be treated maybe fairly with price, and you might want to look around. Also, the other thing we want to look at is, was there another man? Was there a second man? A couple things. This is what companies do around the country. Very large, reputable companies do this, and so do small companies. It's a very lucrative thing to do. The second man shows up sometimes with the technician, sometimes 5 minutes later. It depends on the company you called. That second man or second woman, their job is to be a salesperson. Why do I say that? Because generally it only takes one person, one truck, one vehicle to be able to quote you a price. It's not like rocket science. There's software now with prices in there and task numbers, and it's just easy to get a price. And even if a guy can't come up with a price on his own, the companies have them on their tablets. You know, they have software on their tablets, and you can pull up clogged kitchen sink and it'll tell you. So anyway, this second person, the reason it constitutes a salesperson to me is because if someone's going to tell you how much it costs, but they're not going to perform the work, that constitutes, in my opinion, in a home services contractor environment, a salesperson. Just another clue. You may want to look around. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, doesn't mean you're going to get a bad price. Generally, those salespeople do their job, and I've seen it more often than not. It's very pricey, sometimes 6-7 times as much. I mean, I'm not talking a little bit of difference here. I'm talking a lot. So just keep those things in mind. Now, the other thing I'd like you guys to do is there are prices. You can look up Home Advisor, who I generally don't really care for as a contractor. They're not very nice to us contractors, but they try to give you guys as much information as possible and get you guys plumbers and other service contractors. But if you Google 2017 plumbing costs, or you could even do 2017 plumbing costs Home Advisor, probably get you there. And what it does is it shows you right here what I do. Shows you hire a plumber costs. You're getting a call there. This one here is repair a clogged drain costs. This one here, install a water heater cost. So I'll tell you what these are. Install the water heater cost. Your average cost is going to cost you about $1,021. High cost, $13,000. That's going to be your tankless water heaters and stuff like that. And generally, it's going to be a few of them, because you could probably get 2, maybe even 3 tankless water heaters for 13 grand. Low cost, it says 300. You can't even buy a water heater for 300, so I don't know how they could get that. But the average is between 731 and 1327, which is right there. Don't know if you can see that all. So the next one, repair a clogged drain. Your low cost is $80. Your high cost is $525. And your average cost is $207. You're gonna love me, because to clean out a kitchen sink costs less than $80 from me, much less. So you'd like that about me. But anyway, anywhere else around the country, other contractors, you're generally gonna pay between $150 and $225 for a kitchen sink or a tub clog. And then of course there are those contractors you can find that are much less, and then you can find those contractors much more, but on average. Now most homeowners on hiring a plumber, this is just hiring a plumber, average cost is $302. High on that is $800, low on is $91. So I've been in the plumbing business for a long time, so I've done jobs for $35,000 and I've done jobs for $72. And so that's just kind of weird, but the average cost $302. That's probably right, and that is just taking all of the jobs and dividing them by how many jobs there were, and that comes up with your average, and that's about in line. So $300 every time you call a plumber out to your house. But keep in mind, if you just have a drippy faucet, it's not going to cost $300. If they need to replace it, it's going to cost $300. But when I do stuff like that, it's much less. But again, I'm only a one-man show, and so I don't do a lot of advertising and all that. I used to have a large company and a large budget and a lot of employees, and I sold it because I didn't have fun anymore. So I sold it, and a couple years later, here I am starting this business, and I'm going to keep it little and be very involved with my customers and with other contractors like me, teaching them how to do business morally in this environment. I found that I make more money being a good guy. So, and I don't have to remember what I told people months ago, because I never would. My memory's too bad to be a good liar. So I hope this video helped you out. I hope you liked it. I know it was too long. You probably clicked off, but I appreciate those of you who stuck around. My number is 400-4553 Las Vegas, and I'm 24 hours, so give me a call, and I hope you liked it. Thanks a lot.